Hello there. The weather is absolutely beautiful, but do you have the worst hay fever because of it? Because I certainly do. And it ain't nice, eh? This year it started in about April. It's July now. And it started in April. Just very unexpected. It started sooner than I thought. And actually, I've had hay fever for years, but this has been the absolute worst year of it. It was so bad. I was sneezing. Actually, the sneezing wasn't as much as usual. I usually sneeze like crazy. The entire street could hear me because I sneeze so loudly and so often. But there actually wasn't so much sneezing as usual. But what was the worst of it was, my nose was all blocked and everything, but the eyes, the streaming eyes were absolutely horrific. So itchy, so super itchy, and then I couldn't see. My eyes were like stuck together, my eyelashes were stuck together because it was so horrible. I thought I'm really going to have to do something quick about this because I was taking the usual tablets. I always take antihistamine tablets in the summertime, and I started to take them, but they weren't working, they weren't good enough. So this is what to do if your hay fever gets really, really crazy. I bought some products to sort of enhance getting better because the antihistamines themselves weren't enough. So there's some other things you can use. I'll tell you how I got on with them. Right, so first of all, if you've got hay fever or you started getting hay fever and never used anything, because I think some people maybe develop it later, the two basic kinds of meds for it are loratadine and, I'm not quite sure how to say this, but it's like the Pirites. Don't buy the Pirites, it's a rip-off. Get these supermarket ones, because it's going to try and pronounce it, cetrizine hydrochloride. And that's basically what Pirites is, but Pirites is a brand, so they put £4 on top of the price. This you'll get from supermarkets, Asda, Tesco, etc. for about less than £2 instead of paying £6 because there's no point. So they're only really good for nighttime though, because they'll make you drowsy, especially at first. They make you very drowsy. But they do work pretty well. As I say, they've always actually worked pretty well for me this year because it was off the scale, so I had to use some extra things. So this is like nighttime one, cetrizine, yeah, cetirizine hydrochloride, nighttime, one a day. This is the other one that you can take, loratadine, and this is good for daytime because it doesn't make you too sleepy. The other thing is, if you start, say, using these and you build up a tolerance to them, you can switch to these. Say, take these for a week, these for a week. And that way, it'll lessen the likelihood of developing a tolerance and them not working. So there's the two pills. But if it isn't enough and your eyes are still killing you, etc., there's other things we can use. Now, this thing here, I didn't have much faith in it actually when I bought it. But it's because I read what it was, I've basically paid, I don't know, was it about £4 odds or £5 for seawater? I'll tell you how much it all cost at the end. And then I read on it's micro-diffused seawater enriched with manganese, right? So the brand is Sterimar. Hay fever and allergy relief. So what this basically is, free from any steroids, drugs, preservatives, which is a shame. But this is just basically a rinse, right? Because apparently where it starts is up in the nose. It gets in, the pollen gets in here, into the sinuses, and that's where everything kicks off. So this is a wash, so like it's a bit awkward. You have to remember and shake it. I always forget to do that. Shake it up, and then you spray it. I'm not going to do it because it falls out and it's going to look really bad. And it makes me sneeze as well, this one. Initially, just a few times. But I think that's maybe just clearing it out. So this is good to use after you've been out for the day. There's a lot of pollen in the air. This will wash it out every night, kind of thing, before bedtime. I'm not sure how many times you can use it, but anyway, if you buy it, you can work that out. But I think it's maybe once a day, or it's maybe more. It's probably more actually, because it doesn't have any. Doesn't tell me here, but it doesn't have any kind of drugs in it, so it's just water. manganese, whatever that is, I don't know what it is, but it's basically just a seawater to wash it out, so you can maybe use it more than once. So there. Anyway, that's the first one. Now the other things are eye drops. I'm scared of eye drops. I don't like putting anything in my eyes, but I had to do it. So I've bought 2 different types. This was the first one I tried. This is Boots' own brand. They've got slightly different ingredients in them as well. So this is Boots Hayfever Relief 2% WV eye drops. Don't know what that really means, but soothing relief from itchy eyes. It's called sodium chroma. See, try to spell. See, when I try and write prescriptions and that, I've got no chance. The doctor must be like, she really can't spell. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But read it. That'll probably be better. Seeing the blue writing here, it tells you what it is. But it's just Boots' own brand, Hayfever Relief eye drops. Chromoglycate. Sodium chromoglycate. Right. So this is that one. Now these are quite good. There was a tiny, tiny sting initially when I first used them, but it disappeared very fast, and I do find them, because it says that, you know, if it stings that discontinue, but it was so slight. I think it was just because my eyes aren't used to ever having eye drops, so that my eyes were like, what the heck's that sort of thing. But it was so, it didn't last, and it really, really suited, because I was getting that really intense itching in the corners, all round, but especially in the corners. And I had to go into the toilets in the shopping centre and put these in straight away. I couldn't wait to get home because my eyes were so bad. But it does really soothe it down. It just takes away that itching for a good sort of few hours. So that was one worth getting. I would get that again. So yeah, I remember the rough price of all this, so I'll let you know. And after I tell you what I think of them on. This is a Superdrug one I bought. Again, the same thing. Slight sting when it first goes in. But it's the same kind of effect. But this is actually a different ingredient. It's yeah, it's got isotonic buffered solution with candula extract, hamamelis extract, and PHMB. But this one's quite good as well. I think the other one's maybe slightly better. And as I say, I've still got a fear of putting things in my eyes. I just don't like it, but it just has to be done because it really, really helps. Also, if you put them in the fridge, it can be like brilliant because it's so, you know, cooling, eh? It's sort of just what you need. So just pop the 2 there, and then I'll show you what else I got. And there's also this one. Now this is a allergy defense. Helps stop symptoms from developing. And it's drug-free as well. Becco Defense. So I think this is from the Beckonase range. I used to get one on prescription. You could probably get some of this stuff on prescription as well. So, you know, bear that in mind. It's just if it's, you know, a really emergency. I can't be bothered jumping through the hoops of prescription sometimes, so I'll just go and buy something if I can. This one's really, I think this one's really good. I think this is what has really helped more than anything. And you just shake it up. Nasal spray again, 1 and 1. You can actually use this more than once a day, I think, can you? Yeah. Fast electric relief, good stores, say Hayfever. Yeah, it works fast. It says it works faster than Hayfever tablets. But you can use, well, I hope so anyway. I've been using the tablets as well. Yeah, because this is drug-free, so yeah, I'm sure you can use the antihistamines as well. Because I do, I'm alright. Yeah, so this one's really good. I like this one. Yeah, it doesn't say, I should have read earlier somewhere that you can use it more than once a day, because I thought it was only once. But anyway, I'll need to double check that. But it is good. This really, this works. I've used it before I go out, and I don't, you know, feel the symptoms so badly and things. And then the very last thing, these are really good. I like these. They are eye wipes. And because around course you need the eye drops for the actual eyes themselves, but around the eyes as well, it just itches like mad. So these are brilliant for wiping, especially if you fridge them, put them in the fridge and then wipe, and it just cools the eyes around, all around the eyelids and everything. These are great, I like these. So, total cost of things. I think this was around about the £5. That's the water spray. I don't know if that's so important. Definitely, I think it maybe helps, but I don't know if it's so important. The eye drops were, again, see, I'm actually struggling to remember these prices, but I think the Superdrug brands tend to be slightly cheaper than the Boots ones. However, I think the Boots ones are better. The wipes, I tried the Superdrug wipes as well. I wouldn't get them. I used them to clean my phone and glasses and things because they just stung. I wouldn't buy. They were very cheap, 2 big packs, but I wouldn't buy them. Yeah, I think everything would average is about £5 every product. So quite fairly big pack of these, about a £5. I might be wrong though, might be less. I think this was about £5 as well. And then, yeah, the eye drops, probably if they're on, you know, maybe discount, they were about maybe £4 or something. So the whole lot cost about, what's that? 5, 10. I can't do my sums, terrible. So yeah, for everything, let's see, we've got, that's eye drops. Right, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, it was about £30. I thought that I spent about £30 on Hayfever products, but I just had to do it. So there you are. If you're struggling with it and you need something, probably the most important thing, if it's your eyes, you know, get the eye drops and these. But as I say, I think that one as well, because that will maybe, first thing you go for is maybe the eye drops and the eye wipes. You really need those. But this is, I think this is really good at preventing the worst from happening. So anyway, there we are. There's the Hayfever relief little bundle there. If you're suffering from it, oh, I know how it feels. It's awful. So I hope it helps.